that part. And I feel like in this business is important.
It is very important.
You know, all this work you've been doing, you kind of unsung hero, man. You're a one-man band, and that's amazing.
Yep.
Cause it's a lot of work.
It is. I do everything myself. Like I send one out while the horse is out there working. Like normally I'd go watch it, but they're doing the same thing they've been doing for days. So the horse knows what he's supposed to do. And all this filly ever wants to do is eat. She's trying to come over here to eat. She doesn't want to bath. She says, the hell with the bath. Let me eat something. But yeah, so I like working with them every day. I like when I come in the morning at 4:30, they call to me, and you know, they see my car, they start yelling.
Yeah.
You know, it's cool. Yeah, like I say, I have other trainers that work for me in other tracks that have my horses. But I just like to have a few that I like to mess with, usually 3 or 4. I can't do more than 4 by myself.
Yeah.
But I take some nice ones up here to Saratoga because they can earn money. And I still love the ones that are cheaper, but they can't survive up here, so I got to have some other friends of mine take care of them.
Yeah.
You know, at a cheaper track where they can survive. They can earn enough to pay their bills. So.
Hey, did you ever have a horse, right, that you felt so strongly about that didn't do nothing, that didn't deliver? And what's that feeling like?
I had a horse that, yeah, I had a horse like that the horse had all the potential in the world, but he never turned out to be as good as we knew he was. And he didn't have the mind to be a racehorse. He didn't care about racing. You know, but he had the body of a champion. But he didn't, you know, and sometimes he would show the brilliance what he could do, but it wasn't consistent. And it caused, you know, it was just things. You know, I keep him in my thoughts because, you know, what if he ever did anything? You know?
What if, huh?
Yeah, it's what if. So, you know, he just, and I've had horses that have made a lot of money, and to me, didn't have anywhere near the talent that that horse did.
Yeah.
But
that's the way it goes, huh?
That's the way it goes.
And on the flip side, right, when you got your big horse, right, that do deliver,
yeah.
Right, and that horse get back to the barn, right, what's that feeling like?
I treat him like any other horse. You know, I don't like to show favoritism because I believe horses have feelings. And they see you giving all the attention to one, they'll stand in the back of the stall and they will sulk. And if they stand there facing the wall, they're kind of talking to you. They're telling you, I'm not happy, whether it's they're sore or they're in pain or something's wrong. But if your horses have their heads out all together, staying together, they're happy and there's no issues. You know, stop. But, you know, like I say at my farm, I'll have 20 mares running. I have a 20-acre paddock, and I might have 16 mares out there with the babies, and they all run together and play, and it's a social atmosphere. But they know who the boss is in charge, and they know who's the least little guy. But as long as there's plenty of food and everything, everybody's happy.
Yeah.
It's the same as racehorses on the track.
Yeah.
You know, they get jealous. They get if you favor one, they know you're favoring them. They can tell the difference.
They know, huh?
Yeah, they absolutely know. So I treat them all like my babies. Like everyone's my favorite, and then they're happy. This filly, she's spoiled rotten. She's a 4-year-old. She hasn't even won a race yet, but she's spoiled rotten.
Because she's getting that love.
Yep, she's happy. She thinks she's the greatest racehorse on earth in her mind. And she just, I'm gonna probably breed her next year. She'll join my broodmare band. Her mother's in my broodmare band. So, you know, she'll go join her mother out. Actually, her sister is too. So she'll join her mother and her sister.
So who taught you, being that you came in, who taught you all the trades of grooming, who was your mentor in this business then, so to say?
A guy, I started out in Canada. I'm from Buffalo, New York, but I started out in Canada. And I went to Woodbine. That's where I bought my first horse at Woodbine Racetrack. And I ended up working with a guy, his name was Mel Whittemeyer, and he was the assistant trainer to the guy I had hired to train my horse. And then when he wanted to go out on his own, he said, would you give me a couple horses to let me train? I want to go out on my own. And he was moving to a track called Fort Erie, which was very close to my house. So I started him out with 4 of my horses. And he taught me a lot. He would let me come to his barn and just learn everything. Learn what was going on, what to watch for. You know, we played a lot of games. He teased me a lot, make fun of jokes and stuff. But it's all about the camaraderie, you know. But he taught me everything.
So that was your mentor?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So all the tricks of the trade, you still could go back to them moments and pull out some information? From
him. As he always taught, he told me all the time, I've taught you everything you know, but I haven't taught you everything I know. That's what he used to tell me. Yeah. I said, yeah, okay. And I used to tell him, now because I left him 25 years ago, I said, now I forgot more than you ever knew. We joke around with each other, but I talk to him every once in a while. Yeah. So he's still in the business at a little tiny track called Fort Erie, Ontario.
Wow.
And he said, you moved on to bigger and better things. I stayed the little guy. Yeah, look up Mel Whittemeyer, a good guy. He's from Western Canada. And I think he's from a town called Regina, Saskatchewan, but he's a nice, humble guy. And likes to have 4 or 5, 6 horses, that's it. We run him at Fort Erie. And that's what he does. But he taught me a lot. He let me work at the barn, I'd come to the farm, and you know, that's where I got my hands-on experience.
Gray horse, you prefer, what's so special about the gray horse?
I love gray horses. There's only one thing I don't like about them. If they lay down, they get the slightest little bit of poop on them, they look terrible. But I don't know what it is about, I love gray horses myself. I've only owned a couple, but usually they all seem to try. Gray horses try. Chestnuts I love, they try, but you gotta watch out. Chestnuts can get sunburned. You gotta care, you know. It's like a fair-haired young lady. She can't go to the beach in a bikini, she'll burn. Yeah. That's like a chestnut. So, yeah, but I like grays. I do not have a gray right now, except for a couple mares I have a gray. But I don't have any racehorses. See, look at her, she thinks she's king. She does whatever she wants.
And that's the thing about this game, right?
Yeah.
Like, nobody is too big or too small to talk to me. Like, it don't matter from the biggest guy to the smallest guy. Yeah. They all is so open. It's like being in backstage at like a Super Bowl.
This is a very hard job, and it pays very little. So if you don't love it, you shouldn't be here. So people usually are very happy and friendly to talk to people because they're here because they love it. They could make a lot more money doing something else, but they love this because they love to work with the horses. Yeah. I lose money every year, but
But you love what you do.
But I love what I do.
So it's a different ball game. Yeah. That's life when you can do what you love.
Yeah. I don't ever have to tell people I never go to work because I love what I do. Yeah. You know, and people say, you're crazy. My friends will say, are you nuts? You know, you retired as a lawyer at 41. Why did you start doing this? I said, because I wanted to. Yeah. That's why I retired. Yeah. So, anyways, but yeah, everybody, anyone who's in this business, they should all be friendly because they do it because they love it. They're not getting rich, you know? So, anyways, my friend, it's a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, buddy.
Take care. Have a good day.
You too, man.